Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, I don't generally like to curse whenever I do my reviews because I don't feel that I should always have to curse in order to get my point across. With that being said, I want to talk about the first part of this show, of this episode, and I'm gonna curse. I feel like it is warranted, and when I watched it, what the fuck was that? I say that because let's talk about Alexis and Neil. Neil's dead. There's just no other way to put that. And I'm sitting up there watching, and I'm like, okay, so they're gonna get paramedics or whatever, and then she's like, oh, they're not, she's not breathing or whatever, or she was like, he's not breathing or whatever. Like, so you mean like he's breathing shallow, right? Like, you just can't see it, right? Next thing I know, they are carrying this man out in a body bag. What? Listen, Alexis, over the years of watching this show, Alexis has definitely tried my patience. Just her whole character in the beginning, the super controlling aspect, I don't have a problem with feminists, but she took it to the next level in some of her earlier scenes, like in her early 2000 scenes, some scenes. But for the most part, I generally like the character. Jesus Christ, she finally finds a man that is actually good for her, that isn't gonna lie to her, that brings out her best traits. They have one night of sex, and yeah. I'm trying to say this without being as graphic and as nasty as possible, but really, she, you're gonna sit there and tell me that she accidentally killed him by having sex? Like, this is where we are in this. This is where we are in the soap opera. Okay, all right. So anyway, that happens, and Valerie comes in and questions her, and then after she goes, Alexis is just broken. Every single scene, she is broken. She is either crying or she just looks like she is broken. And everything that I said, as far as she just is upset that she finally finds somebody that's good for her, and this is what happens. It's just full of regrets. It's the best way I could sit there and categorize her, the aftermath of Neil just being dead. And the thing that the thing that threw me was, in the beginning, you see all the faces and everything like that. You see Neil's face or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so he's gonna be all right, though, right? But I just saw his face on there, so he's gonna be all right, right? And you see him in a body bag. I'm like, what the? So yeah, that's pretty much Alexis scene in a nutshell. We're gonna talk about the least important aspect of this whole episode, and it's there for a reason. So the jeweler that is helping Nina try to find the other half give her some information to check out this guy in New York that can probably help her track down the other set. So that's good. That's good. And that is literally the only thing that was good about Nina being there. Because everything else was a complete and utter waste of time. Literally. That's literally what it was. I almost kind of wonder why she was even in that episode, except for filler. But that was it. So her and Jax are going to be going to New York to try to find out the other half of this jeweler that's going to point in the right direction. My whole thing at the end of this whole adventure searching quest or whatever is that when she finds out that it's possibly no, well, she's gonna be really angry with Carly, and she's gonna be angry at herself, and then she's gonna turn her anger to Carly, and that's something that I'm looking forward to happening, because there's gonna be this whole thing about, in reality, your daughter was trash, and you even admitted it, but that should be good, as far as some dislike for Nina. And I think everyone at this point already knows how I feel about Nina, so I'm just not going to really kind of go there. Let's talk about Mike and Sonny. A lot of good scenes. Him. I particularly like the one when Sonny was helping Mike shave or whatever, or shave Mike's beard or whatever. Telling him that, he taught him how to do it when he was younger, and, he taught his sons how to do it, and Michael is going to teach Wiley how to do it when he gets older. I just thought that was a nice scene. And they had a lot of those. Mike was actually talking. They decided to take him to the tracks and, get him all dressed up or whatever. And, so I would definitely sit there and say it was some good days, and this is where I kind of understand where Carly's coming from to some extent. Because Carly pretty much had a nightmare of now. Because, for whatever reason, we just can't seem to get away from that character. But that actor. Listen, I don't have a problem with the actor. It's just I'm so over it with now. But anyway, she has a dream, a nightmare. And she wakes up, she talks to Jax. And Jax pretty much asked her, like, yo, did you tell Sonny? And she was like, no. And like, of course she didn't. I mean, I knew she didn't because I saw her yesterday, but I was like, of course she didn't. But then she was saying that, she wants Sonny's, prerogative to be Mike last days and all. Let's not sit there and, try to have Sonny worry about her and, split his focus and not be with his father. And, she was like, you know what, I'll deal with the consequences afterwards because I know he's going to be upset of me withholding information. But this is the best choice. And, yeah. So that's the reason why she decided not to tell Sonny about the whole Nell thing. And, even though I was kind of annoyed about that yesterday, when I saw the scene with Mike and Sonny, I was like, you know what? Still don't like the lying part, but I understand it. So, yeah. Alright, let's talk about... I was like, let's talk about the last scene. Before I get to that part, well, let's talk about Olivia, Ned, and Brooklyn. And I seriously kind of almost forgot their names. Not just because it's been a long day, but I don't know how to say this without sounding... So Olivia was looking she was looking amazing, actually. Almost made me forget about why I get so annoyed at that character sometimes, because Jesus Christ, I don't know what she was wearing today, but damn. And then I sat there and I thought, okay, so if there's any men that's watching the show, thank you. For the ladies that's not there watching the show, I'm just like, how uncomfortable is that for, a level, for like, on a scale of like 1 to 10. Because I know when they show like, a lot of guys with their shirts off, I'm just like, all right, you know. I mean, I don't get like, whatever, but I'm just like, all right, I understand it and I accept it because it is a, woman show fantasy or whatever. So I get, I get that, and trust me, they show, anyway, so I get that, I don't get like uncomfortable. I'm just like, okay, all right, but I don't know how that is for women when women see other women like, it was a lot of. I can't even actually say that with a straight face. Anyway, with that being out the way, not gonna lie, I kind of spent more time on that than was necessary. So, Brooklyn is still angry as hell, and I mean, she's hurt, she's angry, she got a lot of emotions going on, and she's just like, yo, listen, you practically kicked me out and disowned me, and I'm good. So they go back and forth. 1 second. So they go back and forth, because I guess they, she got an iPad or whatever. At first I was like, you're just going to give her a pen and pad? You know how annoying that is? But yeah, she give her a little iPad or whatever. They go back and forth and, Ned is like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Hell, even, I felt like Olivia kind of stepped in. And Olivia was like, yo, listen, how many times did you ask him to forgive you? Which kind of got me a little annoyed with Brooklyn, because not that long ago she was literally asking and begging for Ned's forgiveness, for what happened. And she's constantly seems like the type of character that's always begging her dad or somebody to forgive her for the screw-ups or whatever that she did or said, but in this instance it's just like, no, you screwed up, too late, so it's like really. So it kind of got me annoyed, and that's exactly what Olivia was saying, like, how many times have he forgiven you? But she wasn't having it, and at that point there was really nothing else anyone else can do. So they left, and I mean they left the room. And at this point, Olivia's like, yeah, I got a flight to catch, so I gotta go. And at first, Ned was being, well, kind of a dick about it. Just more self-centered about it. Like, well, we're in crisis mode, and her son is in crisis mode. Are you? So, he's all like, we're in crisis mode. You gotta help me. The only person that can get through. And Olivia was like, no, you got Michael, you got Willow, you got 5 other people I can count on my hand. You're good. And Sonny's one of them. And of course, Ned was whatever about it. Which even I'm like, dude, you need to just... But Olivia was like, yo, listen, you can't force this. And, I'm not going to say this is a man's thing, because each individual is different. But I gotta kind of be honest. I know sometimes, or I used to do this sometimes, when I had a problem with someone, I would try to fix it within that day, within that hour, and, I had to learn the hard way a couple of times that I can't just fix a problem in a day, no matter what I say, and that's pretty much what she was saying to Ned. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of guilty of that too. I can't say it's not a man's thing. I just feel like it's an individual's thing. For me, I'm a fixer. I like to kind of make sure that we're good, and we're good. We're not good. All right, so I'm gonna stay here for a couple more hours. That's the type of person that... 1 second. That's just the type of person that I am. But anyway, she walked off, and she's getting ready to catch her flight, and well, Ned was just kind of standing there, just, I don't know, looking like Ned, I guess. So, last scene that I want to talk about just Michael and Willow thing. So this is right after this next day, and Jason's in the room. They're all talking, and Michael says something along the lines of, "Yeah, we were up talking, and at that point, Jason was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna go check on Wiley." He just dipped, and Michael was like, "Yo, I didn't mean it like that." So Michael pretty much was like, "We gotta talk about last night," and then Willow's like, "Yeah, cool. I just gotta go and talk to this character that's not really there because we've been talking to thin air and stuffed animals for the last 5 days," and she just dips upstairs and she starts talking to air or baby monitor at this point about Michael, and Jason's not there talking to Michael, and Jason's like, "Yo, listen, just tell her how you feel. Let her decide herself." And honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, I saw that level of advice coming a mile away, because it was one of those things where it's like, dude, did he even need to tell you that? And I think this is probably where there's another problem that I feel like a lot of people have with Michael, is like constantly that they're trying to tell him, reassure him, practically just constantly teaching this guy how to walk. And Michael's a very smart person, so it's like, why did you need him to sit there and tell you what you already know? Anyway, she was talking on the baby monitor, talking about the kiss and everything, and Michael was smiling, of course. And they went to the hospital to thank Brooklyn, and that was pretty much about it. I listen, for soap opera drama, this is what was needed. Just let's just get together. We're concerned about their child, and let the chips fall where they may. As a logical step, I would sit there and say, you guys didn't sit there and talk about boundaries or what you will and what you won't do or anything like that. Y'all just... It's so funny too, because when Michael was like, yeah, me and Willow kissed, and Jason was just like, yeah, that was gonna happen sooner or later. Like, it was almost one of those things where it was almost like a nod to the audience, like, bro, you making it seem like this is something that you didn't see coming. You're a guy, she's a girl, y'all care about each other. Sometimes with Michael, I'm just starting to see, because here's the thing, I don't really pay attention to that much of Michael, or maybe I just haven't been looking in the right place, and this is why Brock TV, gotta sit there and give him a shout out again, was the person that really kind of gave me perspective on Michael that I didn't see. So stuff like that is just like, Jesus Christ, Michael, sometimes I just... How did you make CEO again? I don't... But yeah, that's actually it, and that's actually the that's... I'm still sitting there looking at my notes, looking at Neil like, WTF. Anyway, that's the end of the review. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I know this has been a lot longer than... Well, this review has been a lot longer than most of them, but I don't know. I want to thank people who have been watching it. Sorry if it's been a little bit longer than it's normally been, but I just got a lot more to say about this show. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Also, just a little side note for the people that are still watching at this point. Mondays is usually my long day, or my late day. So the reviews will still go out, but it may go out more later than, normal, or actually around this time. So yeah, usually Mondays are my long days, sometimes Tuesdays, but mostly Mondays. Working in retail is not really like a set schedule, so I apologize for that, but I just want to kind of put this out there, because I know sometimes on Sundays it's like, I just sit there and do a video. I'm not at a point where I can just put stuff on the community tab as far as like if there's any delays. So I usually do a video, but at this point, I hope that the people that still watch know kind of sort of on my schedule to some extent. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next review.